can go to Arsenal, says President Lopi. Don't know anything about him, so can't really say it's a good signing. Chiesa to Liverpool hasn't happened, so keep dreaming, and won't happen. Damari Gray and Townsend, says Joseph Ball. Well, I don't think they're of the quality that's been mentioned already, but they might work out well. Brian Gill says Connor Linnett. We'll see. Anderson to Palace, says Cable. Didn't know that had happened. Did they pay money for him? Mate, don't get too carried away by today. Let's see how you turn up against Leeds, says Zayn Miasi. I'm not getting carried away by it, mate. Awar to Arsenal, not done. So the contenders that we have are Lukaku, Grealish, Sancho, Varane, Konate, Ings, Romero, Bendia, Bailey. You can do your top 5. I'm going to do my top 5. So my top 5 transfers of the summer so far are this. Let me just rank them. So I think that 1, 3, 4, 2, 5. Okay, I've got my top 5. So in 5th place, I've got Lukaku to Chelsea for 100 million quid. Look, I might look an idiot, but I'm judging these simply on their transfers. I think it shows Chelsea's intent to always try and win. He is one of the top strikers in the world at the moment. They do need that final piece. And I think for £100 million, when you consider it will cost 150 to get Kane, it will cost 150 to get Haaland, I think Lukaku makes a lot of sense for Chelsea. So I put that in at number 5. Number 4, I'm going to give a shout out to a smaller club. I'm going to give it to Danny Ings and Aston Villa. I think for £25 million, Danny Ings is a player that would do a decent job at a Spurs or an Arsenal, or as a bench player for a Man United or a Chelsea. So for Aston Villa to get a player like that, who is part of the England squad normally when he's fit, for £25 million, I think that's a great bit of business for Aston Villa, and it just shows you that you can be in the top 5 summer transfer windows as a club like Aston Villa when you do good business like that. So I would put Lukaku 5th, Ings number 4. These are my top 5. So you can do yours, of course, and I'll read some of them out. In 3rd place, I put Jadon Sancho to Manchester United for 74 million. I think that Jadon Sancho is in that category as being one of the top 5 best young attacking players in the world with the potential to be world class. I think for £74 million, when you think of what Lukaku has cost and what Grealish has cost, I think that's good value for money. And I think what he's done in Germany and the Champions League since a very young teenager over the last few years shows his quality. So I think Sancho at number 3. Number 2 might surprise people, but I'm going to put Jack Grealish in as £100 million to Manchester City. People will say, well, it's a lot of money, but I can only be envious of Manchester City for this deal. I think £100 million is the right, was the only, well, I don't know whether it's the right price. It was the only price you were going to get Jack Grealish for. You weren't going to get him for 90. You were going to have to pay £100 million. And I think for Jack Grealish, for me, he is the player that, outside of Manchester United, would probably be one of my favourite players in the Premier League. I think he's an amazing talent. I think it's very sad that he's left Aston Villa, but they've got amazing money for him. He's going to be playing Champions League. Pep Guardiola, the best manager in the world, arguably, wants him to go and play at Manchester City. I just think it's a good deal all round, apart from for Villa, but at least they've been recompensed. And then number 1, elements of bias, but my number 1 signing of the summer so far is definitely Raphael Varane. You are getting a top 5 centre-back in the world who's won 4 Champions Leagues. He's a World Cup winner. He's won numerous La Ligas as well. He's still only 28 years of age, and you're getting him for £34 million. I think it's an absolute steal. I think it fits perfectly for what United needed. And I just think it's an amazing deal on paper. Obviously, it doesn't mean it won't flop, but I think it's an amazing deal on paper. I would give Liverpool a shout out for Konate.